Hi, Pin Group. Today we'll be looking at More to Read 1, Text 50. This is on page 95. This is the vocabulary list in case you don't have it. You can take a screenshot and follow along. Our first word is to supply. This means to make something available to someone or to provide something for someone. Wind turbines supply energy from wind. Our next word is to force. This means to make someone do something against their will. They forced me to lie about what happened that day. He forced me to stop working. As you can see in the photos, the person does not want to do something, but they are being forced to do it. Our next vocab word is to be unable. This is an adjective. It means that you are lacking the skill, means, or opportunity to do something. As we can see in the photo, he was unable to run due to his leg injury. Our next vocab word is to serve. This means to perform duties or services for another person or an organization. Michael served for the military for 5 years. This means he was in the military and he was performing duties for the military for 5 years. He served. Our next word is to protect. This means to keep safe from harm or injury. For example, the shelter protected us from the storm. Another example, the mask protects us from the coronavirus. Our next word is to insulate. This means to protect something by using a material that prevents the loss of heat or cold temperatures. As you can see in the photo, insulating your house would help you save a lot of money. Our next word is to determine. This is a verb. This is when you cause something to occur in a particular way or to have a particular nature. So as an example, she had to determine which diet she will follow this year. Our next word is to accumulate. This means gathering or gaining something. As an example, to be able to accumulate wealth, you should spend your money more carefully. Our next word is to lose. This is a verb. This means to not have something anymore. So if you run every day, you will lose weight. Our next vocab word is to fulfill. This is a verb. This means to carry out a duty as required, promised, or expected. So as we can see in the picture, this businessman has fulfilled his wish to become the boss of the company. Our next word is interchangeable. This is an adjective. This is when two things are able to be placed together or taken apart. As we can see in the photo, the interchangeable parts allow the watch to be cleaned easily. So you can take the parts off and put them back on. The watch is interchangeable. Our next word is to assemble. This means to fit together the separate component parts of something. For example, IKEA lets you assemble the parts of your furniture on your own. How fun! Our next word is to fit. This is a verb. It means to be of the right shape and size for something. So in our first example, these jeans still fit me. In the second example, the rectangular piece does not fit into the hole. Our next word is to deprive. This is a verb. This is when you prevent a person or a place from having or using something. As an example, during the war, the children were deprived of toys and candy. Our next word is to attach. This means to join or fasten something to something else. You can send your homework by attaching the folder to the email that you send. The boat is attached to the truck. Now, let's take a look at our subjects. Can you guess what it is? Space wardrobe. Here's the text in case you don't have the textbook. Feel free to take a screenshot and use this while answering the questions. Please read the text. Here are the questions in case you do not have the textbook. Now please complete the questions. Now that you have completed the questions, we will take a look at the answers. A, number 1, in paragraph 1. What does there refer to? Here we see the word in bold. When we backtrack, we need to find out where they're talking about. Where is there? It is in space. They are in space. B, number 1. Please take a look at paragraph 2 and line 2. We are looking for a word that has a similar meaning to protect. So here we have paragraph 2 and line 2. As you can see, they have already used the word protect here. So coming along, they use the word insulate. This means that the astronauts are protected from severe temperature changes. How are they protected? With insulation. So your answer here would be insulate. B, number 2. Please take a look at paragraph 2, the last line. We are looking for people who work on a spaceship. Now here we see, in addition, before each duty, the flight crew is provided with line jackets, sleep shorts, etc. Here, they are not referring to the team who runs the space station as astronauts. They are referring to them as the flight crew. So your answer here would be crew. C, true or false questions. Now you will see here that I have cut the paragraph so that you can see it easier here. So the lines that we see here on the screen may not correspond with the ones in your book. So please follow as we number the lines here on this screen. And if you need to check your book, you can use the same paragraph order. C, number 1. Here, we see the word decrease in atmospheric pressure. So in order to check if this is true, we would like to take a look at paragraph 2 and line 4. Here we go. Low pressure. At low pressure, the blood will accumulate in the lower body, causing the astronaut to lose consciousness. So a decrease in atmospheric pressure leads to an increase in the temperature of the blood. And this causes astronauts to lose consciousness. So number 1 is true. Number 2, here, what we are looking at is outside the space shuttle. We need to double check if this is correct. Please take a look at paragraph 2, line 1. Here, during the launch and re-entry, the astronauts wear a partially pressurized suit and a parachute pack. So when the space shuttle is launching and re-entering the atmosphere, the astronauts are not outside the space shuttle, they're inside. So number 2 is false. Number 3, flight suits can be worn in the shuttle during orbit. Now here, we need to check if they are worn in the shuttle or outside the shuttle. So I would like to pull your attention to paragraph 2, line 7. Here we go. Astronauts work in comfortable clothes such as knit shirts, pants, or here's your flight suits right here that you are matching with this. So let's backtrack. While working in the shuttle. Okay, so what we can see here in number 3, yes, this is true. They are wearing flight suits in the shuttle. They don't have to wear them. They can wear these other items of clothing also. But in the case of number 3, this would be true. Moving on to number 4. Manned maneuvering unit. So we have already seen that they have shortened this into MMU. Our answer for number 4 will be in paragraph 4 and line 1. Okay. To help the astronaut get around freely while performing a spacewalk, a manned maneuvering unit can be joined to the EMU. Now here on number 4, we're seeing that the unit lets the astronaut move fully in the shuttle. Doing a spacewalk means that you're not in the shuttle. So number 4 is false. Now let's take a look at number 5. While spacewalking, an astronaut can take pictures with the camera in his hand. The answer for number 5 will be in paragraph 4 on the last line. The MMU has a 35mm camera attached to it so that the astronaut can take pictures while in flight. Now here we're seeing that the astronaut is not holding the camera in his hand. The camera is attached to the MMU. So number 5 would be false. Coming on to the next section, D. What would happen if there were no airbags within the partially pressurized suit? The answer for this question is in paragraph 2, line 7. Right. And here is our clue right here. These bags, okay, airbags. Within the suit, there are bags that automatically fill with air at reduced cabin pressures. Now, this is where we start to gather the information in order to answer this question. So at low pressure, what happens? The blood will accumulate in the lower body, causing the astronaut to lose consciousness. So if they don't have the airbags, then the astronauts can lose consciousness. Number 2, why is it possible for different astronauts to use the same EMU? The answer for this is in paragraph 3, line 2. Right? This suit, the EMU suit, has interchangeable parts, so it can be assembled to fit different astronauts. So different astronauts can use the EMU because it has interchangeable parts. Your answer is right here. And number 3, they would like you to write 2 of the problems astronauts have to deal with. There are many different answers for this question. Please take a look at paragraph 3, the final line, the last line. Here we go. All of these are necessary to protect the astronaut from, this whole list is the harmful, problematic things that astronauts need to be protected from. Micrometeoroids, solar radiation, infrared radiation, temperature changes, pressure changes, and oxygen deprivation. You could have written any 2 of these answers down in order to answer this question correctly. And here are the answers. Thank you very much. Good luck, guys.